Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So this one is treasure map versus sugar. I'm going to show you the teams that I'm using first, explain a little bit about the team and how it works. I'm going to be doing a playthrough of both battles, one versus Reiju and the one versus sugar. So if you guys are stuck at all on how to use the team, just watch the video and watch the playthrough and everything will be explained as I go along. So this is the first team versus Reiju. There's no supports needed. The only thing I would make sure to do is to use an int support on Luffy Bonnie. It doesn't really matter who you use, just make sure you're using an int support on those to get the ignore defensive effects. I have used Emmett here. As far as I can see from the team, everyone is needed other than Emmett. Emmett can literally be exchanged for Broggy. It could be exchanged for Atlas. It could be exchanged for Nami Karina. Pretty much anyone. Emmett is who I'm finding the best for points boosters. It just needs to be anyone who can fit the EX super. Obviously, if you guys have pulled any of the new rare recruits or the new Rebecca, if you was lucky enough to do that, then that's going to help you guys massively and I'd recommend to use them, but unfortunately I've not got any of those. So this is the team I'm using against Reiju. A little bit annoying that I haven't got a point booster at the top there in Mr. One and Missile Sunday, but it is what it is. Not that one, this one. So the team against Sugar, again, just make sure you've got an int support on Luffy Bonnie. The rest of the team is okay. And for this one as well, it's a pretty similar situation. Broggy is replaceable with anyone that fits Luffy Bonnie, but for me personally, I just thought he's the best because he gives you a slot effect boost where I'm not getting elsewhere. However, you could use, for example, a Lilith support and get some sort of other boost if you wish. But I'll go straight into the team now, into the playthrough, guys. That's for the guys who just want to copy the teams, but I do recommend to watch to fully understand how the team's being used. So let's set sail on this one. What I'll do for you guys as well is I'll just quickly go to the Reiju fight for you, the intrusion battle, and then once I'm done through that playthrough and explaining it, I'll just skip you guys. I'll edit it out in between and skip you guys to the sugar fight, which will make the watching of the video a little bit nicer for you guys. So let's crack on here. Treasure bird, lovely jubbly. Here we go, here she is, Reiju. She's coming for the smoke. Right, let's carry on through. Me personally as well, I always just go on the left hand side. That seems to be where the best bento boxes, I think they're called, the bento boxes and the rainbow treasures are. So I always just go left, unless it's a bonus map or a super bonus map, then you know it's a different story. So as I say, copy the team, but Emmett, if you don't have him, don't worry, you could replace with Diary Broggy, any of the Vegapunk units, any Straw Hat. Just make sure it's Egghead Arc. Nami Karina does work, even though they're not Egghead Arc. The reason they need to be Egghead Arc is to fit Saturn here, so he needs 5 or more Egghead Arc to increase all enemies damage taken. Obviously, the friend captain is going to be Rebecca, who is not Egghead Arc. Now, you'll be looking at this team and going, well, surely Mr. One and Missile Sunday are not Egghead Arc, because they really shouldn't be. It makes no sense, but for whatever reason, they are Egghead Arc. So that's a little piece of good information if you guys are unaware of that, because I certainly was unaware of that before making this team. It makes no sense. They should be Alabaster Arc, but hey ho. Or I suppose there could be Ennie's Lobby Arc as well. There could have been a few. Definitely not Egghead though, that's for sure. Right, let's get into this. The ship as well doesn't matter particularly. I am just using the hose ship because it gives you the XP and it gives you reduced special charge by 2 turns when you have it maxed out, which is nice. For whatever reason as well, it's only reducing 5 turns of special cooldown on the listed classes, which I don't understand because it's usually 15, I believe. Maybe it's 10, but I'm pretty sure it's usually 15. So unfortunately we just have to stall for 1 turn with Mr. One and Miss All Sunday. Now we can crack on. And obviously just make sure to leave a few rainbow slots available, because I believe it's a barrier of 2 rainbow slots. We get hit with 8 turns of bind, which is going down to 2 turns. Obviously 8 with the powers, it goes down to 5. I'm not too sure what's turning that back down to 2, to be honest. Whether it's, don't think it's a crewmate ability or a ship ability. I'm not sure if it's in Rebecca's captain. I don't think it is. I'm not too sure why we're having 3 turns of bind reduced there, but I'm more than happy with that. Okay, Kuma special first, guys. To reduce the bind, gives a type effect boost. Obviously we're hit with 6 turns of defense and that barrier, so the barrier's fine, because with Kuma's crewmate ability we get the rainbow slots from the start. What we're going to do now, this is the crucial part of the team, so it's the captain shift effect. So you have to start with Mr. One, do not start with Miss All Sunday. Swap into her, you get 3 turns of captain swap, so that's going to carry it into the final battle, which we would have been captain swapped, but because that's 3 turns, it will carry on over. We won't get captain swapped, which is brilliant. This is going to remove 6 turns of defense, and it's going to give us chain lock for 2 turns, which they have intimidate for 1 turn, so it turns into 1 turn. So for example, I was looking at versus Zoro versus Lucci. I was looking at that unit because it would have reduced the defense up. Usually it would give you chain lock, but on this occasion it wouldn't because of the intimidate. So we can just go ahead on here and destroy her. Now, obviously, if you want to speed things up, especially in the earlier rounds, you could have just used Luffy Bonnie's special there to get through it, but it's not really necessary. At least not yet. Maybe in the later rounds it will be, I'm not too sure. And also, for the later rounds, again, I wouldn't recommend skipping action specials. For now, I'll just skip them. But obviously, you'll get more damage when the content gets harder if you do it like that. So Luffy Bunny special now. Then we are going to use the EX of Luffy Bunny. We're going to use the EX of Kuma. I'm not going to use Kuma special again because, well, let's see, is it going to give us an additional type effect boost? Might do. Let's try it. It's not going to, yeah. So it's just, all that's done is reduce that by 0.5. So my personal recommendation would be don't use the Kuma special for the second time. There we go. Let's see, territory field further increases cruise slow, but okay, so whatever you do, make sure you use Emmet's super special after you've already used Luffy Bunny special, because otherwise you're only going to have ignored defensive effects on Emmet, which you don't want. We can use Rebecca there, give us a base attack boost, and then we can use Emmet. He's going to reduce our chain lock, but he's going to give us a few decent things. Again, that support is just on there randomly. To be honest, it doesn't matter, the support and Emmet. So all the rest, just make them stat boosters. That's all you really need, to be honest, guys. And then, yeah, we're not getting rid of the slot bind, but this team does more than enough damage. Obviously, final tap with Rebecca once the content gets harder because of the type effect boost. But yeah, guys, that's it for that one. Nice, simple, easy. That's going to get you through a lot of rounds and take you through the whole of the treasure map. So if you guys do have those units, I hope that's helped you out, and I hope the playthrough's been clear and easy for you. If you have any questions in the comment section, post anything. I reply to absolutely every single comment, so no worries on that front. We'll just skip past this, and guys, I will see you back when I am at the sugar fight. Okay guys, so we've made it to the sugar fight again, just on the team. The only thing that's necessary is just making sure you've got int support on Luffy Bunny. That's it. Now in this fight, if you're not bothered about potential stalling, there's no stalling on this one. Obviously, we stalled for 1 turn on the last round against Reiju, but against Sugar, there's no stalling with the host ship. But if you want to use Gran Tesoro, Whale Shark, Dinghy, whatever you prefer to use, if you have a different ship, that's absolutely fine. It's going to be more beneficial for you, potentially, if you haven't got as much health as I have. You'll see why in the video. But the host ship works for me, and it's no problem at all. But it may be a different case for you guys. If you haven't got the ship as leveled up, some of your units aren't as leveled up, then in the final battle we're going to be on such low HP because we do have pain that we're dealing with, but we're not removing the pain, so we're getting hit with 10,000 damage every time we're doing anything with our units. So, oh nice, we got Sanji. I think that means you get an almighty manual, I think so. We shall see in the reward screen, but that's not too bad. Don't mind if I do. Or I think it's a tablet, actually. I think it's a tablet. Most tablets are pretty useless, but they're nice to have, obviously. Some of them are better than others. Okay, so we get hit with 3 pain, 6 burn. So we got hit with a 50% HP cut. That's crucial for Crocodile special because the HP has to be 50% or below for his special to work, giving us chain lock for 3 turns. So we'll do the switch into Nami. So start on Carrot just because Carrot is obviously Dex. So if you switch into Carrot, then it's bad against strength type. So make sure you start as Carrot just for a bit of extra damage. There we go. Crocodile special, attack boost and chain lock. So the 3 turns of chain lock is crucial because in the next round you get hit with chain lock, attack down, and you get hit with 6 turns of 1.1 times chain lock. So you need to make sure you're carrying 3 turns of chain lock over into the next one. Now we'll use Nami special. So that's going to give us a little bit of healing, and it's going to remove the 6 turns of burn. Again, if you want to make it a bit quicker, should be no problem using Luffy special here and just getting through the content really quick. But if you're not in a rush, then you can hit 3 perfects, get your super tanning boosts, all of that, and fantastic straight through the content, no problem at all. So we're into the boss round now. We get hit with 5 turns of special reverse on the top row and the bottom row. So just make sure whoever this unit is you choose to have, obviously I've gone with Dory, whoever that unit is, just make sure they're in the middle row. Kuma's fine because he resists it. Crocodile, I've already used the special. I could have had Nami and Carrot down there because I've already used their special, for example, right? Oh, in actual fact, because of the 5 turns of special reverse, we're only going to be able to use Luffy Bonnie special once anyway in this piece of content. So that is what it is. So we will use the EX of Luffy Bonnie. We will use Kuma special. Let's see, do either of these? Don't think they do, but we use Rebecca special now. I don't think either of them give special charge. What you could do, there's probably a way you can use 2 specials. There probably is a way. But with my current team, that's not the case. If you have the Mihawk support, I think it reduces his special charge by 2. That would get you some extra damage by being able to use his special twice. Again, I'm just going to skip them, but as you get into the harder content, you obviously don't want to skip your action specials. Using Kuma here, again, you could get some extra healing, but I would recommend not to. Reason being, as long as you're going to tank the death hit, which you will with Rebecca because it's 95% damage reduction, all that's done is reduce the type effect boost by 0.5, which towards the end of the content, as I say, when you're hitting with Rebecca, who's quick and gets a type effect boost, it's going to do slightly less damage. But that is much later on. So you'll see, no problem at all there. 1 hit. Absolutely superb. And that is it, guys. So if you guys have these units, I really hope this has helped you out. I hope it's been nice and clear. As I say, any questions whatsoever, just throw it in the comments. I reply to every single comment without fail. So there we go. It's actually a nice tablet to get, and we got it on the boost effects. That's good. I think that's special double launch. I'm pretty sure. So but that is pretty nice indeed. So that's it, guys. Good luck in your treasure map. Good luck with all your rewards, and farm those limit break materials. That's it from me, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.